Cheers, guys. Epics 911, welcome to
Gaming Friday. And tonight, folks, it is time to conquer the darkest dungeon.
Oh, good choice, bro. Good choice. For anyone who doesn't know, Darkest Dungeon, available on Steam. This isn't a plug for it. Well, it is, but not an official one. Awesome roguelike for Steam PC. But anyways, you guys are here for virtual reality, so let's jump into VR news for Friday, April 7th, 2017, starting with a game that calls itself Tornuffalo. Yeah, that's the name, Tornuffalo. And the concept, well, let's get into that. Maybe that describes the strange name a bit. So the concept here is there's a tornado in the distance. You're walking down a city street, and the tornado is kicking up objects and literally hurtling them at you. This was originally released December of 2016. The devs are called Reality Rig. It's been updated to support the HTC Vive tracker. More on that in a second. The price for the game, not bad, 99 cents. Now, I won't call it a technology demo, but in a sense it is. If we're being fair, it is a HTC Vive technology demo. It highlights what you can do with Vive trackers. Therein lies part of the problem for me with this game. It's that you need 3 trackers to provide the full body tracking that they're intending you to use in the game. So the concept with their update is now you have feet that can walk and kick. If you get struck by an object while both feet are firmly anchored to the ground, that counts as a fatality. You're dead. If you're in a kicking motion, dispatching them that way, or with a hammer that you can swing with your arms, you're fine. You build up score. So to me, the likelihood of an average gamer like me or any of you is probably not going to have 3 trackers. They're $99 US each. 1 or 2, I think, is going to be the norm. 3 is probably more into the developer territory. So really, this is a game for other devs at its intended use of 3 trackers. That's how I see it. Either way, that is Tornuffalo. Check it out on the link below. Next story. This is a workshop, a weekend workshop if you are in or around the San Francisco area. The workshop focuses on virtual reality development in Unity for the HTC Vive. Now, it's 3 days, but only 2 of the days are instructional days. And the instructional days run roughly from about 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The first day is more of an icebreaker, get to meet everybody, listen to some presentations, and then all the material is condensed. Now, based on the agenda, the assumption is you already know how to program. Whether it's C#, Java, whatever the tool of the trade is for you, you know how to program, so do the others in your group, but you're not familiar with VR. As opposed to the complete noob who doesn't know how to program at all. I would not recommend this for them. But if you meet those requirements, it looks like a decent first step into virtual reality development. Now, price and further details are at the link as soon as they get updated. The time I read the article, they were still waiting for that information. Next up, a patent filed today by the folks at Oculus showing a VR hand controller. The description for the patent that they filed, it's pretty techno lingo heavy in terms of controllers and haptics and that sort of thing. There's no point in reading it back. You can check it all at the link below. But what I do want to talk about is the picture that they've included, which is the only picture available for the patent and doesn't really show a lot. It doesn't give you a good idea of what this thing is capable of. But based on what I could tell from the reading, most of the action takes place between your thumb and index finger. So I think it's going to be gesture heavy and navigation, manipulation of your index and thumb primarily on the glove. So I find out more. I'm going to look into this a bit more. I will report back on that likely tomorrow. Next story, Tenjin bringing user analytical reports to the Daydream platform. So Tenjin is a San Francisco-based mobile marketing infrastructure company. That's what they call themselves. And they are bringing analytics software to the Daydream. So these are tools that allow developers to track user behavior inside the Daydream. That sounds great. The problem that I have is some of that data that kind of gets mined. It's very advertiser centric. So a lot of habits and things are going to be able to be mined out of this. Now, you could look at that and say it's really no different than the way cookies operate on browsers. True, but this has a little bit more personal, I think, attached to it. And it's such a new field. How accurate is that information that's mined? So it's neat. I think it needs more study, and that's possibly what they're attempting to do by launching it a year into virtual reality launching. Now, what their services say when you look at their website, you find out about them, is they tie analytics, attribution, and ad network data integration into a simple dashboard that gives creators quick access to information. So they don't really explain what they're mining, but you get the idea that the finished product for their client developer is going to be presented in a dashboard format, which just means high-level summary, possibly with some drill down where they can get right into the micro details, but most likely high-level summary, i.e., 30% of the people stared at this advertisement, 50% ignored this. So unfortunately points to kind of the ad nature of virtual reality, but you have to know they're going to be trying to work that into the revenue model, at least some of them at some point. Next story, The Void opening a location in Utah with upgraded hardware and the Ghostbusters. Now, Ghostbusters was originally offered, and it was something I tried out when I was in New York City at Madame Tussauds Museum, the Museum of Wax, right? And it was good. I enjoyed it. It was a little short, but it was fun and definitely conveyed the sense that you were in a Ghostbusters world. So now, for some reason, they picked Lindon, Utah, and anybody who lives in that area may be able to explain what makes that place special, because it's almost like they just closed their eyes and threw their finger at a map of the United States. But for all I know, maybe there's something critical there with the gaming industry that I'm just not aware of. Either way, opening up there, same as they have in New York City. Next story, the Steam VR anniversary sale. Raw data, Tilt Brush are going to be free play until Monday, April 10th. So Oculus and HTC's own anniversary sales and celebrations have come and gone, but Steam VR's anniversary sale and free play access runs until Monday, April 10th. So for the weekend, you're basically getting free play, raw data, and Tilt Brush. Now, if you are a Vive user and you haven't played raw data, don't know what to say. Unless you really hate wave-based games, okay, I'll give you that. But if you haven't, and you don't totally despise them, seriously, give it a go. Same goes for Rift owners with touch. Give it a go on the free weekend. See if you like it, and then maybe consider buying it when it's on sale. There's also discounts on 224 virtual reality titles. Now, we know there's about 1,000 plus, so almost 25% of them on sale. Next up, and our last story, an Ottawa company. Now, Ottawa is the capital city of the country that I happen to live in, Canada. They are bringing the Battle of Vimy Ridge to life with a virtual reality experience. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, that was a famous World War I battle, and there's been some controversy recently that it's been embellished a little bit, but one thing that cannot be denied is the performance and the bravery of the Canadian soldiers that day. Hell, all the soldiers on all sides that day. But in Canada especially, it's a very significant battle and a very significant part of Canada's history. So what they're doing to time this is students are going to have access to the full presentation in VR, and they're calling it a 4-dimensional virtual reality experience. They don't say how that differs from 360, but my guess would be it's going to be somewhat interactive 360 degree. So 7,500 students visiting France for the 100th anniversary of that battle are going to have that opportunity. Very, very cool. They don't mention the Ottawa Tech Company, at least I couldn't see it, but yeah, very cool. All right, guys, that is it for the gaming night. Time to actually start the gaming. I've got some videos that I need to get out. I will say now I'm going to be leaving for about a week. I'm going to be on the east coast of the country, still cranking out daily VR news videos. But if you see me in some strange locations and the man cave absent, that is why. And I'll be leaving Sunday morning. So might be a little late with news on Sunday. Still got the weekly gaming video to release either today or tomorrow. Guys, as always, have a fantastic weekend. Cheers.